Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Good. Okay. So today we have gathered here to discuss about Materia Medica. Like that, we have started 3-4 years ago organon classes. We promised to complete organon of medicine in 3 months. That runs into 1 year, and result of that was OrganonEasy. So some of you have demanded the same type of Materia classes. So we are trying to start Materia classes also. Materia is a subject which never goes dry, and there are lots of book on Materia Medica because it's very easy to write on Materia Medica and very fertile ground to give lectures and take classes and write books. I deliberately don't use to take Materia Medica classes because there are lots of books, there are lots of things there in out you can easily understand. Materia is a subject which can be easily understood. No, unlike philosophy and organon of medicine. So I was not taking these classes, but some of you have asked us to start Materia classes. So we are here and trying to uh, give you something which you can use in your exams, in your practice and clinical aspect of Materia Medica. We used to discuss time to time in the group. Those who are following the group for last 4 years uh, till now must have some idea what way we want to study Materia Medica. Like I have asked you to read M.L. Tyler by going through the authors she mentioned. Read J.H. Clark with the reference of Burnett and Skinner and Cooper. Like that things we are doing in the group for last 4 years. Now, what is this class all about? In this class, we will discuss Materia Medica, medicine by medicine. Our basis will be Allen's keynote first, then Borik's Materia Medica, and some insights from Kent's Materia Medica and J.H. Clark. Kent's Materia Medica, I have asked you to not to read initially because for the beginners it's very tough, but it's full of particular and specific symptoms. If you are senior in your practice and doing practice for last 4 5 years or 3 years, it will be helpful to go through Kent, and Kent is the last that sort of Materia Medica which you should follow, because after Kent those Materia Medica came up with drug picture. Most of them are misguiding, means lots of fabrications are there. So that is why I forbid you to go through Kent. But those of you who are seniors, like sulfur, there are 52 pages of sulfurs are there. So how a beginner can grasp from there? So there are other way for the beginner to start with. Okay, that Materia Medica, where let's start with the story of Materia Medica. Where from this Materia Medica came? All of you know that before Hahnemann, there were also Materia Medica. Any Materia Medica you know before Hahnemann or which Hahnemann have mentioned? Hahnemann was himself was translating a book. That was a book of Materia Medica. No? Coulan's Materia Medica. He was translating that book. And there he found cinchona. That cinchona is bitter in taste. So it is curing malaria. Now this was not feasible with the Hahnemann's logical mind that there are lots of things which are bitter than cinchona. Why only cinchona is curing malaria? So that was the beginning of the pure Materia Medica. Hahnemann got this indication that cinchona is actually curing malaria because it is creating symptoms like malaria in a person. It is creating symptoms like malaria. Okay, so how you will know that one particular drug will cure other a disease? Hahnemann, this will be known only by what symptoms this drug can produce in a healthy human being. Getting? So he started proving what we know as human pathogenetic trial. You will give a person medicine, will note down the symptoms the healthy person is producing, and their whole idea of proving was generated by Hahnemann, was originated by Hahnemann. Hahnemann, of course, I've mentioned that Albert von Heller was the person who before Hahnemann also think in this line. So Hahnemann was thinking how you will know that certain drug will cure certain disease, and he came to conclusion that it is only by knowing the symptoms this drug is able to produce in a human being, you will be able to learn that what symptoms this drug can cure. Now, symptoms, what we are doing in homeopathy, we are matching the symptoms of drug with the symptoms of disease. Symptoms of drug, symptoms of disease. And what we are doing? We are matching this. Similia, similibus, curanter. No? What is there in the Materia Medica? From where this came? This came from the proving on the healthy human being. Hahnemann in his lifetime have proved and recorded almost 99 drugs, including sorinum. Sorinum was the only nosode Hahnemann proved. So 99 drugs were proved and recorded during Hahnemann's lifetime. Now, how many drugs are there, you know? More than 5,000. Okay? All have been proved in the same manner like Hahnemann did. No. There are certain medicines which are well proven, well recorded. There are certain medicines which are partially proven. And there are certain medicines which are not proven at all. Used through clinic. Like, you know that oxymum sanctum, tulsi, a common folk remedy for cold and coryza, and we are using it. Maybe we don't need any proving for that, and we are using tulsi in our Materia Medica by common knowledge. So, when you go to the sources of Materia Medica, after Hahnemann, before Hahnemann, okay, there before Hahnemann also you will find certain drugs like cinchona was curing malaria, was curing malaria due to its similibus curanter nature, but no one is knowing that. Similarly, people since ancient time knows that this tulsi is curing coryza without knowing that this tulsi can produce coryza. Tulsi can cure coryza without knowing that this tulsi can produce coryza. Okay, what Hahnemann's duty was, or what Hahnemann did actually, organized this knowledge of Materia Medica. Now this is not the matter of uncertainty. If you think that, if you want to know that what this certain drug, suppose this is a drug, what this drug can do, cure. If you want to know, what you will do? You will test it. No. You will see its blue color, or you will see its red color. So red color, it will increase the blood in the body. No. What you will do as a homeopath, you will start proving it on healthy human being and start recording those symptoms. Now you have the symptoms in the clinic. When you are getting patient, you will try and match those symptoms with the patient symptoms, and you will give medicine. So the whole knowledge was organized by Hahnemann. And as a result, when Hahnemann started it in 1790 rather, when he started and proved it for 6 long years and announced to the world that, see, this is I have discovered and I am working on, and published a book, Fragmenta Divaribus Medicamentorum. This book consists of 27 drugs. Original provings were there. Original proving means if he have given this particular drug to 10 people, 10 people have recorded 10 symptoms each. So total 100 symptoms were recorded. Okay. How it was recorded? Hahnemann's recording of symptom was schematic, means anatomical. What you will get in Materia Medica Pura. Now we are coming to the books of Materia Medica. Hahnemann recorded in anatomical fashion. First was vertigo, head, eyes, ear, nose, like that. But symptoms were not necessarily coming in this fashion. Maybe some prover have experienced the belly ache first, the abdominal discomfort first. Okay, after ingestion of Nux vomica, one prover recorded that my abdomen was aching. There is pain in my abdomen. These symptoms were recorded and came first. But Hahnemann did it for easier purpose, easier reference, organize those in anatomical fashion. Okay, symptoms of head were given first. If you have Materia Medica Pura, you can open it, see the introduction. After that, in Materia Medica Pura, after that you will see the head symptoms are starting. And beside those symptoms, you will be seeing that 2 hour or 4 hour or 1 day, like that. This was collected. That after 1 day of taking this medicine, these symptoms were coming. Okay. So this was the method of recording the symptoms. Hahnemann himself examined each and every prover. Like case taking, what he have given in that aphorisms 104 to 145, that drug proving, there he mentioned how you should record the symptoms by examining, cross-examining the patient. So it is purely all conjectures were left out. Where there is a doubt in the symptoms were left out. This was the foundation of Materia Medica. And because of that pure foundation, that pure experiment, our shops are running. If Hahnemann was false in his recording of the symptoms, or included some suspicious symptoms, some conjectures, which was not proven, which was not trustworthy, the shops of all the homeopath doctors would have been closed long before. Because we need pure symptoms. This drug can produce these symptoms, so this can be cured. If it was false, like present day Materia Medicas, lots of assumptions are there, lots of sensations are there, only not proven, only to good to the ears in seminar, good to listen, but the purity of the symptoms are not maintained down the line from Hahnemann. So this was the proving book made by Hahnemann. Now this was very difficult to remember each and everything. So Hahnemann himself devised something we know, repertory. The Fragmenta Divaribus was having 2 parts, pars prima and pars secunda. Pars prima is the Materia Medica part. 2 parts of this This is asked in from first year to final year to PGs to entrance exam. No, fragmenta diveris, how many medicines were there? There were 27 medicines. In which language it was? It was in Latin. How many parts were there? Two parts. One part is Materia Medica and other was repertory. Repertory is the index that suppose unfinished sensation, symptom number 1. Our symptom number 1 is there. Now this symptom, how many drugs have these symptoms? You need to remember. That was in pars secunda, repertory. Now what you will see in nowadays repertory, means in present days repertory, is that, but a bit of logical arrangement of that symptoms. Breakdown, and we are not going into that detail. But Hahnemann did it very simply. That unfinished sensation during stool, whole, that Gentry's Materia Medica, if you see Gentry's repertory, you will see the whole symptoms are recorded at a place that is called Puritan Materia Medica repertory. The whole symptoms are recorded as a whole. No breakdown is there. No breakdown is there. And the drug which produce those symptoms are written beside. Like unfinished sensation. Suppose Nux is there, Brainia is there, Aloe is there, all are written for this symptom. This symptoms was not broken down in its component. No, in its component means headache ameliorated by pressure. This is one symptom. It can be breakdown. Headache. These are the medicines which are producing headache. Amelioration by pressure. These are the medicines which are ameliorated by pressure. So it is broken down. This is called logical arrangement of symptoms. We are not going into that. So Hahnemann arranged these symptoms and made a reference of index. That is called repertory. Repertory was developed from there. Now this vast symptomatology was collected, and it is very difficult for students to remember each and every drug and each and every symptoms of each and every drug. Okay. So later on, what people did, they try and arrange Materia Medica, or given the books of Materia Medica which are shorter, containing only the main symptoms of that drug. Suppose Nux vomica has 1300 symptoms. Now, in Nux vomica chapter of Materia Medica Pura, you will be seeing 1300 symptoms are there. But how many symptoms are there in Allen's keynote? Hardly 80 or 70 symptoms are there. That is hardly. Did you? Thank you. Thank you. So this was please take a gap. Okay, so what later on author did, that it's collected the characteristic symptoms, what are needed in that medicine, which are very much important. Now, if you see 153 aphorisms of Organon of Medicine, aphorism number 153, there Hahnemann mentioned that there are symptoms which are produced by every drug which are present in every disease. That is not of that important. But there are symptoms which are produced by very small number of drugs and in very small number of disease, or very small number of drugs which are producing this again and again in some prover. That is called characteristics. What you find in Allen's keynote in bold. No, that is very, very, very important. So that symptom of that drug must be remembered by the students. That symptom of that drug So there were books compiled which was containing only those symptoms which are characteristics and which are needed to be remembered by students. Okay. As a result, you are seeing Allen's keynote,